My partner's mom is horrible. Venting. My partner's mother has a lot of quirks. I am mixed, and she has a strange obsession with black people and is always saying unconsciously racist stuff. She will just generally say very offensive and tone-deaf things and ask weird questions like if I am happy with my partner whilst directly in front of them. They haven't had health insurance since they went into middle school, and they have hinted at neglectful and abusive behavior from her when they were a child. Well, they still live with her now, because she needs part of their income to pay expenses. We are college-aged and don't even have good jobs yet. She's really negative and doesn't clean up after herself at all and doesn't help out with grocery costs. And as you can imagine from all of these factors, my partner is depressed living with her, and it puts a strain on us. She has manipulated them into thinking she needs them, when she is literally a grown woman who can get supplemental help or get a better job. They want to move out on their own, and they'd be much happier living with their friends, but she constantly guilt trips them and says things like, I'm going to die because of all this, or I'm going to be homeless, and will scream at them for no reason. And before you say I'm biased, trust me, I would be truthful if her arguments weren't baseless. They just are. My partner is better than I'll ever be. They have an amazing work ethic and are so independent and responsible, they've just fallen into a trap of feeling responsible for their mother. We talked today because she blew up on them and made them cry, and I just basically told them this is going to affect their entire future, with and without me, and that I was worried if they were going to wait till she doesn't need them. They'll never stop waiting. They agreed and are coming up with an exit plan, but I'm worried they won't follow through. I love my partner so much, but if they choose to stay living with their mother and letting her drag them down so that they can progress in life or get out, IDK if I can handle it because I don't want my future to look that way. Don't be afraid of your bus crush. Stories. So guys, the other day I read a story in some community here about a crush on a bus. In the story, the boy said that there was an intense exchange of glances, but in the end no one did anything, and until now it is not known if he found the girl. Anyway, I woke up at 6 a.m. today, with a terrible hangover because I went out drinking yesterday. I went to bed at 4 a.m. I don't need to tell you that I woke up drunk. My hair was a mess, my face was swollen, dark circles under my eyes, etc. I ended up leaving early so I would have time to eat outside before clocking out, and because of that I took another bus, one that I usually don't take. A few times when I took this bus, I saw a really hot girl, totally my type, but I never bothered. Today I took this bus and sat down. 5 minutes into the trip, she got on the bus and sat right next to me. At the time, I thought, oh my God, right now when I'm so drunk and can't communicate, life is just giving me a kiss on the hand. The bus continued on its way, and I was mentally reluctant to bother the girl on public transport at 7 a.m. As we got closer to the terminal, I simply stopped and thought, are you going to live or do you feel sorry for her? Get lost and ask for this girl's number right away, damn it. So I opened my phone on WhatsApp, opened the conversation with my own contact, and wrote a message saying that I found her interesting and that I wanted to exchange ideas if she wanted to give me the CTT. I turned to the side, got her attention, and she read the message, smiled, and what a beautiful smile. She gave me the number. I took one side of the phone and said with a half smile, well, I didn't want to chat and annoy you on the bus at that time, LOL, but I'll call you later then. And she smiled and said, okay. I don't know what this will lead to, but that's not the point. My point is that we never know what might happen, and it's better to go home with an I tried than with anxiety and regret for not giving things a chance. Self-criticism. Stop being afraid of trivial things. Stop being afraid of embarrassment. Stop thinking that human beings are idiots. Give up the social media culture of not interacting in the real world. Practice this questioning more often when you are afraid of something. Are you going to live, or do you feel sorry? Things don't happen for me. Venting. I'm 27 years old, recently graduated, EAD, but can't find a job, has no friends, no contacts. I lost the only person who gave me moral support romantically because I'm not normal. I'm traumatized. I have no self-confidence. My self-esteem is unhealthy. I feel a huge weight on my back. People I cared about turned their backs for no apparent reason, and I had to accept the force that the page turned. It wasn't what I wanted. Today I woke up with a feeling of total failure, of abandonment, of not having anyone to talk to, of having been excluded from the lives of people I really liked. My family is very unstructured. I can't expect anything in that aspect either. A sadness hits, an anxious tightness hits the chest, and nothing seems to lessen this suffocation. What a bad feeling to not have anyone text me to ask how I am. It's just me and my horrible thoughts. A certain person deleted me from her Instagram and unfollowed me. That was enough to make me feel invisible. Something so small affecting me like that. My boyfriend called me indirectly a whore, and I don't know what to do. Hi guys, I need advice on a situation that happened in my relationship. I'm dating a younger guy who has never had any sexual experiences before me, while I've had other relationships and sexual experiences. I've always been open about my past when he's asked, but recently he started insisting on knowing exactly how many sexual partners I've had and even making assumptions about it. I said I didn't feel comfortable answering because I didn't think it should matter to our relationship. That's when he said something like, "You don't have to tell me, I already have a number in my head." I won't reveal it, but it was an extremely high number. This made me extremely uncomfortable, especially because I had been through a situation of violence that left me traumatized and with after effects on my body, which prevents me from having sex normally. He may have even said that he doesn't think I'm a whore, but the fact that he brought it up and put it that way makes it clear that he already has a judgment about me. To make matters worse, he deleted the messages afterwards, as if he wanted to pretend that nothing happened. He later apologized and said he wouldn't bring it up again, but that doesn't change what he said or how it made me feel. Now I'm confused and don't know how to move forward with the relationship. Is this something that can be resolved through dialogue, or is it a warning sign of something bigger? How would you deal with it? Wife hates my mother and marriage crisis. Hey guys, it's hard to write this, but I've been married for 6 years and have 3 beautiful children, under 5 years old, who I love dearly. And she has 2 children from another marriage who I basically support because their father's alimony doesn't even cover water and electricity bills. But that's not the point, and it doesn't bother me anymore. However, my wife hates my mother tooth and nail. My mother was never perfect. She has her problems, but she always did things to help us. My mother lives in a neighboring city, and if I even consider the idea of going to visit her, even if it's alone, the mess is already made. She already talks about divorce, about going to live with my mother and blah, blah, blah. The simple fact of talking to my mother on WhatsApp already causes a fight, and she keeps sending me away from home and talking about getting a divorce. I went to therapy about 2 years ago, and the conversation always revolves around my mother. She sometimes sends me messages to go see her and nothing else, and my wife already says that she, mother, is trying to separate me from her. I'm in a terrible bind because my mother is not the best mother in the world, but she raised me well, and I never lacked for anything she had at her disposal. I'm fed up with her talking about divorce and asking me to leave home, but I worry about my children, like growing up with separated parents, a lot. And of course, on the other hand, there's my mother, who is also unique. She always took me in when I needed her, and when she's gone, it will be a pain that won't heal. I know that,